Hi, I'm Jack.shilley and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about my patio raspberry plants. Now, I've been growing this plant for a couple of seasons now in a fairly large container, and as far as the cropping rates on this raspberry, it's been really fantastic. So it does go to show that you can grow raspberries in containers really successfully. So even if you haven't got any space, you're just in a flat with a balcony, anywhere really where space is tight, you can still grow fantastic raspberries. Now, what I'm going to be specifically focusing on in today's video is how you would look after these now that the fruiting season for them has finished. So we're coming into late summer and early autumn, and that's the right time to start thinning out the canes ready for next season. This particular variety here that I've got has finished. It finished about a week or so ago, so now's a perfect time to start removing some of those old canes. This particular variety is called Ruby Beauty. It has been bred specifically for growing on a patio in containers. It produces a really nice sweet red fruit that's of a decent size across multiple canes on the plant, so it is a good, heavy, reliable cropper. I've been really impressed with this variety and I would wholeheartedly recommend it for anybody thinking of growing raspberries in containers on a patio. With summer fruiting raspberries, what you need to do is you need to remove the canes that have produced fruit this year to allow the new growth to come up ready to bear fruit for next year. That's what I'm going to be showing you how to do in this video, so let's get started. So I have my raspberry plant here. As I said, it's growing in a fairly largish pot. It has finished fruiting for the season, so now's the time to start taking out those mature stems that have fruited this season. Now, when you're harvesting raspberries, what you should be doing is you should be pulling the raspberry from the bottom, so you're leaving the top part of the raspberry on the plant. What this will then do is it will enable you to see where the plant has fruited this year, so you can accurately remove these stems. What you need to do when removing these stems is take them right back to the base of the raspberry plant. So for example, this one here, I can see it's got lots of old areas where raspberries have been this year, and you need to get a sharp pair of secateurs and take it right back to the base of the plant. You can then discard this. Remember though, when you're pruning and getting ready for the autumn and winter, any foliage that looks maybe slightly diseased, you want to get rid of it away from any compost heaps. If you put it in your compost heap and it is diseased, that is going to carry on to plants next year when you're using that compost. So just be mindful of when you're disposing these to check the leaves, make sure they look okay, and then dispose of them accordingly. Continue to do that all across your raspberry canes. So select out the stems where the plant has fruited and cut it right back to ground level and dispose of appropriately. Continue to do that for your whole raspberry plant. It might leave it looking a little bit spare and a lot less bushy than it is, but it's going to really benefit your crop for future seasons, so it is definitely worthwhile having a go and getting your raspberry bushes sorted. Now, this process only applies to summer fruiting varieties, so if you do have a later fruiting variety, an autumn fruiting variety of raspberry, this is not suitable for those. Another thing that you can do at this time of year is just do a bit of general maintenance on your raspberries. So make sure that you're removing any dead, damaged or diseased foliage, have a bit of a tidy up, maybe give them a really good feed if they are being grown in a container. Now would be a great time as they're getting ready to store up that energy for next season. Give it a feed, tidy it up, remove those fruiting stems, and you'll have a raspberry that produces a much better crop in subsequent seasons. Again, now is a great time to also give your raspberry a bit of TLC by removing some of this old foliage that's gone very brown, removing some of the stems that have been damaged, removing any yellowing leaves. It's going to make the plant look better, and it's also going to make sure that it's not wasting energy on any dead or dying foliage. Now, as I'm sure you'll agree, the raspberry now looks 10 times better than it did. It's got this nice lush new green growth that's going to provide you with that really good crop of raspberry for next year. What will happen in the autumn is these will die down. What I would suggest is removing again the debris from these leaves. These canes will then shoot next spring, and then they'll produce their flowers in summer, ready for fruiting. But as you can see, just in that short space of time, you can really manage to improve the look of your raspberry and get it ready for autumn and next year. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply a generous scoop of chicken manure pellets, so it's organic, around the base of the raspberry, give it a really good water in, and pop it back in its spot on the patio. And that's really all there is to it in terms of pruning your summer fruiting raspberry canes. It is really truly possible to grow fantastic raspberry plants on the patio, in a container, on a balcony where space is short. They really are successful. I've been so pleased with how this raspberry has produced, how it's grown. The flavour of the fruit as well, it's just been fantastic. So as long as you've got a nice sunny spot, you keep it well fed and well watered, it provides you with a fantastic crop of fruit for many, many years. As I said, late summer going into early autumn is the perfect time to start removing your canes and thinning them out, leaving just the new growth behind. Give them a really good feed, keep them watered during these dry spells in the summer, and you'll find your crop will benefit so much next year. Thanks so much for watching as always. Make sure that you follow me on my social media links so you're kept up to date with any of my future updates and what's happening in the garden. Facebook is facebook.com/jack.shilley gardener. Twitter is @jack.shilley. Instagram is also jack.shilley. Please also post any comments, questions or queries that you have in the box below. Drop this video a like if you enjoyed it, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future video updates. And I'll see you next time.